this live first of the streams that I'm adding to my YouTube channel. And we may have some hiccups along the way today, but in the chat box, if you have any questions for me with regards to motivation or door-to-door sales, do not hesitate to fire me over right away a message, okay? So I'm super excited to bring this to you. This is gonna be live, and I'm not gonna be just rambling on about nothing that you guys don't want to hear. So it may not go exactly the way I want it to start, but I promise you I have a lot of super cool things in the process. And I actually got on my screen, another screen over here, some stuff queued up for you guys that I want to go over, because in this actual live event, I want to talk about some of the awesome, cool reasons as to why door-to-door sales is simply cool and awesome and works. And the reason why is because when you're out there and you're getting beaten up at the doors and you feel like, well, unfortunately, I'm just not getting the results that I personally desire. You want to get a sale in every single door. You want to get a sale, perhaps you want to get a sale a day. You want to get 3 to 4 to 5 sales in a day. It's very important you understand that. So I'm going to be doing cool little things like this, where I first want to tell you, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you actually smash that subscribe button. That's the first thing I need you to do. So obviously, the more I actually create content, the more of it you'll actually get. The more you surround yourself around it, the better you'll get at it. One thing people have asked me in the past was about my blog and how can they actually search for. So right here at the top, you'll actually have a search bar, just so you know. If you were to go over here and, for example, to type in, let's just say, for example, alarm, something with alarm, you can click over here and it'll scan my whole database. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to sell alarms. Boom. Let's click on it directly over there. What happens is on the website, you can read the content. So it's very important that if you want to get better at knocking on doors and closing more sales, that, quite simply, you engulf yourself in as much information as possible, as you possibly can. So questions, please, in the chat box, feel free to ask, and I'm going to get started here. So the first thing I want to bring up about what's awesome about door-to-door sales is the number one fact of we're not in a what's the best word to put it? We're not in an environment to whereas if you knock on that door, let's just say, and you make a mistake, that it's the end of the world. And I know a lot of times people feel as if, like, if they knock on the door, they're going to get humiliated, or so many things go through your mind that you just want to make sure you do it right at every single door of your pitch. That mentality alone, I promise you, will kill you and destroy you as a door knocker. So one awesome thing about door-to-door sales is the mere fact that it doesn't matter if you mess up on that door. If you mess up on that first door, who cares? You have 8 million other doors that you can go and knock on. See, when you're dealing with bigger high-ticket items, like let's just say you're selling something that's worth $50,000 or $100,000 plus dollars, well, that's completely different. When you're in that realm, well, unfortunately, you have to be careful on exactly what it is you're saying at the doors, so that you don't mess up, obviously, that sale. Because if you mess up that sale, what do you think is going to happen? Right? I mean, you're going to lose a big contract. With the average door-to-door sale, whether you're in control of how many people you talk to. And as a matter of fact, if you haven't already read on my blog, my post that I put about retail, I'll type retail sales versus door-to-door sales, I get into the details over here on my blog about, let me double click that again. About here, retail sales versus door-to-door, I get into the details of, with retail sales, unfortunately, when you're actually in a business and someone comes into your business, you only have a certain amount of people that can come into your business, right? When you think of this, there's only a certain amount of people. And if you mess up with that one person, well, it's not like you can go out there and just talk to as many more people as you possibly can. That's not the case with actual retail sales. But in door-to-door sales, if you do mess up, or that one person who comes in is not as interested in what you have to offer, door-to-door, by having, it is what it is. And with retail sales, you're not, right? Think about that. Knock on doors. You don't like it? Knock on the next door. Now, it makes you a stronger person. If you ever wanted to become a stronger person and literally grow a thicker skin, that's another huge reason why I personally chose to do door-to-door sales. Is I love that. I love the mere fact that you can actually talk to as many people as you possibly can. And especially when you're getting started, right? When you're, let's just say if you're doing car sales and you're getting started and you need a set amount of people. What's up, Geronimo? Sorry about that. You sell cable. Perfect. I'm going to get to your questions. But if you're basically going to be going and knocking on doors, understand that there's so many people. You can get better at it because you're in control. You could talk to as many people, and it's just like anything you do where you repeat it over and over again, just like these broadcasts. I know I'm going to master it to where I'll even have it to where I literally have all my stuff loaded up, boom, 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 get through it, get what you need and get what I need and move forward. So, that's what's awesome. Another thing that's very important about door-to-door sales is, you're able to talk to as many people as you possibly can, and it grows a thicker skin. Because when you get into knocking on doors and you notice that so many people are unfortunately just not interested in what you have to say at the start, you're AKA burning through turf. But what's more important is you're gathering that knowledge. You're gathering that wealth of knowledge. And when you gather that wealth of knowledge, what happens is your closing ratio actually gets better and better over time. So as your closing ratio actually gets better over time, you're able to make more money. But if you had to wait, just like retail sales, for people to show up at your actual business, and if you actually made a mistake with retail sales where some guy, you have, let's just say 10 people to talk to, there's not as much traction. There's not as much education you can get from in a given day. But with door-to-door sales, what's amazing about it is you can keep on going and keep on moving forward. Now, another big, huge benefit is to pull you guys, all that coming very soon. This is my first broadcast, so it's gonna be off a bit. Personally, again, I like making sure everything's on the point and on the ball and on the point. But I'm having to manage multiple stuff, so my train of thought is all lost. But hey, I'm gonna truck through it. I don't care. We're gonna get better and better at this. But yeah, it pays well. You can find so many door-to-door sales jobs that pay well. One big thing is obviously solar. If you're a patient person and you can build a pipeline and stay on top of that pipeline, solar pays very well. I got a bunch of friends in that business, in that industry. Pest control is obviously another one that pays very well. It's more of a higher volume and less of a paying to start. But of course, you can get so many different setups with the more accounts you sell, or more upfront. And home security, home automation, tapping on to the working with ADT and whatnot, brother. Absolutely, man. ADT is a powerful brand, no question. Selling door-to-door ethically for a company like that, or dealer, having perhaps your own dealership is just, an awesome way to definitely love what you do. Go out there and set your goals. Because when you set your goals and you grow a thicker skin, it's just, you're able to go out there and sell more accounts. So if I were to, for example, go out there today and I want to knock on these doors, and I've done it for, let's just say 3 months, 6 months to a year, I've grown a thick enough skin to understand that the first thing they're going to tell me is they're just not interested. They don't care. They don't want it. That's fine. Guess what? I don't care. I've grown a thick enough skin to understand it's a part of the process. I've accepted it. And until you accept the process of not interested, which is to start, that's when you're going to get better and better. You have to accept that process, okay? And just accepting it and growing that thicker skin makes you able to do so much more in the future. You're able to do 100% so much more in the future because you've grown that thicker skin to getting rejected. Perhaps you want to attract the girl in your life. Perhaps you want to do door knocking so you can open your own business doing something else. Well, because you got rejected so much more, how hard now is it going to be to pick up a phone and say, hey, would you like to purchase my stuff? No? Okay, cool. No big deal. I tell you what, is your address still this? Why don't I just leave you a couple things? Your name is, and you're the owner? Perfect. I'll be there tomorrow anywhere between 3 and 4 because the reason why is I got this, and now you're able to do it. I don't care. You can go ahead and do it. That's how I grew multiple businesses, and that's how I grow and still have multiple businesses and multiple income coming in. It's because I've been faced by so much rejection at the doors. It doesn't face me anymore. Like I don't care. And I'll be honest, when I got started, I most definitely, it bothered me to note that if I was going to knock on a door, that unfortunately, plain and simple, I'd get nervous and scared and shy and all the above, which you all go through when you're starting off. So but then also the last is growth is endless. Just 5 simple things. The growth is endless. Once you master it, you can train and teach other people. If you want to train and teach other people at the doors, if you want to grow and build a business within it, you want to actually go out there and now perhaps go and write instead of 40 accounts, go to 50 to 60 to 70 accounts, work more. People ask, how are those people doing, 300 plus accounts in a summer? Well, number 1, they've acquired education. Number 2, they've grown a thick enough skin. Number 3, they understand the process. But number 4, they work their ASS off. They work it off. They bust their butts to go out there and literally put 12 hours a day, 0 distractions, and go out and master it. I mean, that's how I did it consistent year round. I was out there just pounding the doors, training, helping people grow. I didn't care about the negativity. And you have to put that in your mind. How do you do it? You got to dig deep within your mind and surround yourself around the positive, like-minded people and the mentors who can actually help you. Whether it's your office manager, whether it's myself, whether it be your best friend, your mom, you got to have a mentor to help you through that process to keep you pushing to get yourself to that next level at door knocking. So the first one, Geronimo says, is I sell cable, internet, and phone. What would you recommend for that? I did that too out in California for a bit to where, Comcast, door to door. And I'll tell you, a lot of people, almost everybody, right, will either have cable or satellite internet, which is fine. They'll have it. So people, in your case, are typically, you're dealing with takeovers. And takeovers means they already have a product or service and that you want to switch them over from what they currently have to you. So to answer this question in steps, number 1, you need to sell yourself in personally on believing whether or not you have a better product and or service than what your potential customer, because at this point, right, they're just a potential customer when you knock on their door, existing has. And it can't just be, you have more HD channels than the other company that's there that they already have. It can't be the prices like $5 more or less. For me personally, cable, and I don't watch cable TV, just so you know, cable and TV, all I use it for is to obviously watch my Edmonton Oilers hockey play, but that's why I don't sell it. If you're passionate about different types of shows where you can PVR and watch 5 different types of channels at the same time and all these crazy features that they have, stream it from your actual iPad while you're watching here, carry it with you on the go, you need to understand all the number 1 reasons as to why your products and services are better than your competitors. And when you understand and know that is exactly why you're better, you need to ultimately present that in such a powerful way. So, for example, I grabbed the homeowner by basically saying, hey, you're the owner of the property here, okay? Well, really quick, I don't have much time. This is something that I'm sure you don't have much time with as well, but I need to explain to you right now, currently, who's your provider for, and they'll at this point, for example, say, no, I'm just not interested. Yeah, perfect. I don't blame you. I mean, remember, if you want to learn the number 1 way to overcome objections or rejections, agree with them, 100%. And this is ethical. Don't be a pest. If they don't want you there, leave. But you definitely don't have to just say goodbye. If you have your permits and you're out there legally, which you should be, but you have nothing to worry about. You're not going to be a pest and just stick around if they seriously want you gone. But I'll say, no, I totally understand. And the truth is, they want you gone because they don't know what you have, what your products and services can do for them, and how it can ultimately be better than what they currently have. That's the number 1 reason why they're telling you they're not interested. So think about this. You go to them and you present the solution. Yeah, absolutely. So you currently have, okay, and you need to study your competition, especially in your business. So you study your competition and say, okay, so that's awesome. You have XYZ, right? Company XYZ. And did you know with company XYZ, this is what you currently can do and this is what you have? How do you like those things? Okay, cool. You like it. Never had any issues. That's awesome. So they haven't had any issues. If there was anything that they could implement in their business to better serve you, what would that be? And, you can ask questions like this. And when you ask questions like this, you're going to start digging and scanning through. Well, I'd like it if they didn't charge me XYZ for, X receivers. And you can get in. You got to dig. See, door-to-door sales is an art. It's not something that you just say one or two things and, you get the magical trick. So many people are like, Paul, can you just tell me exactly what to say or how to pitch so that I can close more sales? It doesn't work that way. And if you personally think it does, you're never going to master it. You're never going to master the art. But remember, there's certain specific little things you can do, like not being a pushover, not telling yourself mentally, getting yourself beat down when you do not get a sale, but you are able to move forward directly through it. On to Thomas's question. We're going to wrap this up. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Shakuri, I'm about to start working for ADT. Do you concur? Absolutely. ADT, like we said, is a powerful brand. You have no reason not to. And just so you know, like the monitor device right over there, it's a little backwards. But absolutely, man. I stick behind it all day long. And with home security and home automation, when you understand your products and service, what they can do, and ultimately how they can change people's lives, you will notice yourself closing way more sales. You will. So your number one goal is to actually get through the process by first of all, explaining and communicating your front door and feel them out. So if I'm talking to somebody and I ask them, are you familiar with the way, this keypad works? And they're like, yeah, I am. Okay, I'll question them. I'll say, no problem. In your experience, or somebody who has it? No. Okay, so tell me a little bit about how this would work in the case of an alarm event that were to happen, like it were to trigger. Well, I just don't got much time. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I really don't have much time as well. But let me show you just one thing and then I'm going to head out, right? So you have to. I understand you're going to get rejected. Like people, they message me and they're like, they message me and think that with the words you're going to use, you're going to randomly get people to to tell you that they're interested and you can use this magical tone. That was pretty cool, hey? But if you can use this magical words and they will just get attracted to you and you'll automatically know exactly what to say and how to say it so that they basically just let you in the door. That does not exist, okay? Hi, you the owner of the property here? Okay, a really quick question. Let me grab this, but a really quick question for you. And I look busy. I'm always super confident when I talk. I'll tell you the number one reason why a lot of you don't sell is because you're not confident in the way you sound. And when you're actually confident in the way you sound, what happens is the actual client themselves look at you and go, oh, wait a second. This person's not so much of a pushover, so I can actually, I actually have to lock and engage and listen to this person a little bit more. So yeah, you own the property here, right? Okay, well, a quick question. I look very busy. How many people do you know up and down the streets that actually have any type of system that's, at their property? And just engage in communication. So are you selling me? In my head, I swear on everything, I'm not actually there to sell them. I'm not. Personally, anything you sell door to door, if you have the mentality that you're there to sell them something, you definitely have it wrong. It's a perception. Selling is ultimately what you're going to get as the outcome for presenting what basically your company does. So if you were to go out there and say, hey, I actually have a company and I'm just literally in the back of your head, I'm that link to get you to that company based on, I'm going to explain what this literally sheet of paper can do for you, what this product and service can do for you. I'm going to explain all the cool little features of what it can do for you. And then you're going to ultimately decide, you know what, I want to acquire that. take a shift from that angle, and I'm going to stop getting the questions from you as what should I say, how should I say it. Home automation, brother, home security, I'll tell you, you will dominate if you understand that. Solar, you will dominate if you understand it's not necessarily just about saving them a couple bucks. Sure, it's awesome. Save a couple bucks a month, a couple $100 a month on solar, but how about cleaner energy? And you got to understand there's a bigger cause. There's also being in control of the amount you actually pay. With the electricity company, tomorrow they can jack it up and that's it. So with solar, it actually puts you in control of cleaner energy. There's so many things you got to take a look at it from a different angle. And when you do that, you will notice that you will actually get a better result. Jeremy says, any advice for pitching natural energy for IDT? So when I got started, I started off selling energy. Absolutely. And if you're talking about the energy like natural gas and electricity, basically what I used to do is we used to lock their rates at today's rate for the next 3 to 5 years. So my biggest thing that I had that going for me that worked very well, which I did very well before I transitioned into alarm sales, and because I got more passionate about alarm sales than I was about the energy, to be quite honest, me personally, awesome for you. But what I basically did was I showed them, and I got these statistics. See, I'm always thinking, how can I present to people what I know inside my head so that they can see eye to eye? And I understand not everybody will see eye to eye, so that they can see eye to eye and obviously say, you know what, since this person has it and we both see eye to eye, I'll acquire what he has to offer. So you basically were mentioning about how can you pitch the whole energy. And again, if you know anything about me and you've been watching my videos, first of all, subscribe by smashing that subscribe button if you haven't already. But what you basically do is I will show them energy charts of where prices have gone from literally the last 10 years all the way to today. And of course, energy fluctuates. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. But the key ingredient here is it goes up more than it comes down. And when it goes up more than it comes down and you draw an average, what's going on? It's actually going up. So for the first time, how would you like to be in control of your actual energy costs that you actually have? We're going to lock your rate today. So my big thing was as well, let's just say, for example, you were to go to the gas pump 10 years ago today. Okay, so let's rewind time. And we were to go to the gas pump, and when we were paying X dollars per gallon in the States, X dollars per liter in Canada, X cents per liter in Canada. How would you have liked to lock the prices back then and pay those prices back then today? Would you have signed a 5, 6, 10, 20-year agreement? Okay, so let me ask you this. Where do you think energy is going to be going tomorrow? And people will say, I have no idea. It could go up, it could go down. You're right. And I'm here to tell you that based on history, it is going to go up and it is going to go down. But let me ask you this. Let's go back to my chart. What's the average doing? So what is it doing on average? It's going to go up and down, but the more it goes up, it comes back down a bit, it goes up, it comes down a bit, it comes up. The average is it's going up. So you need to see it from a different angle. Folks, I promise you, once you start seeing door knocking from a different angle and respecting that there is so much to door-to-door sales that outweighs retail sales or any type of sale, and the first one, I'm going to go over the 5 again, and we're going to wrap this up. If you mess up on any single door, hey, you could do another one. Just like me. I'm doing this video right now. This is my first time broadcasting live via this brand new software and broadcast stuff that I have. I got a lot of cool ideas I'm going to be doing. Getting here in the office, a brand new whiteboard, one of those glass whiteboards, and so much more. But you mess up, who cares? Move forward. It's not the end of the world if you mess up, because there are so many more doors, which number 2 is there's so many more doors. You are in control of how many people you ultimately talk to. And when you realize that you're in control of how many people you actually can talk to, I promise you, you'll actually see that door knocking from a different eyesight, from different goggles. But then also it makes you a stronger person. I am who I am today, and I owe it all 100%. Not 100%, but, because of course I owe it to my parents, family, and friends as well. But I owe a lot of it to actually door knocking and the people I was surrounded around in the door knocking realm. And what it's actually given me both financially, the freedom it's given me, but also the challenge in order for me to master it, to grow a thicker skin. And then it pays very well. That had to align with my beliefs. It had to pay very well because I always wanted to be financially wealthy. And thankfully I am today. Zero debt, own quite a bit. And businesses that now literally generate on autopilot a substantial six-figure income. But also on top of that, the growth is endless. Look what I'm doing with it. I mean, on top of it, I started off, built an actual office of over 300 sales reps. On top of it, then went into building a software in the alarm industry called FillQuick, which a lot of you have already heard about. If you haven't, Google it, fillquick.com, FILLQUICK.com for you people in the alarm industry. But then also on top of that, just you get to create as much of it as you want. Hey, I want to thank you so much, Facebook fans, for staying tuned, watching the videos. I love you all. And after no more questions, I will end it over here. Thanks. I love your videos and podcasts. That's right. By the way, thank you so much, Jeremy, for that. Keep going live. I love the real-time answers. You're very welcome, my man. Please, a big shout out, reach out for me. If you can head over to iTunes, any of you on an iDevice, and type in Door to Door Mastery Show, the podcast, or even on Stitcher, and actually rate the show, whatever you personally deserve. If you believe I deserve. If you believe the show deserves a 5-star rating, this helps with the rankings, and it also helps with the credibility. Believe me, it's not as simple as you guys can imagine to actually create these podcasts, get the people to actually edit it, upload it, create content. It's crazy insane. I honestly at times go like, frick, if I was just back out on the doors and not having to focus on just this, would I obviously be making so much more right now? Yeah, but that's not my goal. My goal is to go worldwide with this and continue growing my over 10,000 subscribers right now. My over 10,000 people on my list, but also my over 5,000 plus fans on YouTube. So I couldn't but, say thank you once again. God bless you all. Any questions you have, you can always email me. Click the link in the description that will be on this post. I tried a couple of things. It's not there just quite now. If you haven't received my free 3-video series, I have it. You can even go over to doortodoormastery.com, click on free video series. Actually, I'll show this to you. This is the cool thing about broadcasting. So over here, you'll see, so once you're on the homepage, I don't like the way they made the new page for me. I'm going to get them to switch it back to the old one. But you click on this free video series that's directly over here. Once you click on that, what will happen is it'll take you over to the page right over here. And you'll be able to enter your first and last name. The reason why, and what it'll do is once you enter your first and last name over here, you'll get the instant access to the free video series. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you all. And I look forward to serving each one of you every single day. Bye-bye.